Nason, look. Watch. Ready?
It's a pen.
Ready?
Very nice.
Watch this.
I'm watching it. It fell.
It was supposed to float.
Oh, well, you'll float too.
Here we all float here.
Yeah, I bet you do. As long as you're in it, it's okay. You can float all you want, huh?
Yeah, we just had a big technical issue. First one. So,
congratulations.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
No, it was horrible.
I didn't think you even took the proper time to document everything that happened so you can post it tomorrow.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the B Plus Podcast. Today we are talking about the IT trailer, the new trailer that just came out last week.
It's all right.
It's awesome.
It's really good.
It's good. It's good. We have some points we're going to talk about, but overall, it looks cool. It looks cool. I definitely am psyched to see this because I recently read the book probably about 2 or 3 years ago. So a little background. I got my first iPad a while ago.
Was it an iProduct?
It was an iProduct
iPad.
Wow. And first book I ever bought was Stephen King's It. And I'm like, look at this iBooks. This is fantastic. This is going to be my first book. I don't care if it's long. So weeks go by and I'm just flying through this book. And I'm like, this is great.
You're on like page 4.
I'm cooking for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I don't like to put like the percentage up to see where you're at.
Yeah.
So let me check it. So I check it and I was about like 23% of the way or something. I go, fuck this. So
you're like, wow, that's a lot of reading.
It was, man. So
what have I done to myself?
A couple of years ago in October, I was actually listening to The Instance, and he has an Audible commercial.
Yeah, he does the ads, and they give you a code.
Yeah, and he said he recommends since October to do a book by Stephen King. So I go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go back and do it. So book was like 64 hours, but I got it done. And it was
Scott
great.
Johnson's recommendation for October because it's supposed to be spooky. Stephen King, good job, Scott.
Yeah. So, so this holds dear to my heart a little bit because it was my first like major book that I conquered, even though it was through audio. But yeah. So
I'm glad that it's like a monumentous occasion for you, but it's slightly disturbing for me to have to hear that like you're holding something close to your heart, and it's like Stephen King's It, and I'm like, ooh, boy, that's just
why?
It's a little nasty, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well, we'll get into that.
Yeah, okay.
So what'd you think? What'd you think of the trailer?
I like the trailer a lot. I'll probably have Mike Keister in one of those theater seats to watch it the week it comes out, and I'll be like, so when are you gonna watch it? And you'll be like, oh, I'll get around to it, and you'll wait for a version of it to be able to come straight to your house because you don't do theaters.
I don't do theaters.
What if you made this the exception?
I might. I mean, it's for the podcast. Now there's a purpose.
I mean, I remember way back when the first exception in years was supposed to be Jurassic World, and that just never came to pass.
No, never did. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. Let's do point number 1. We'll start here. Point number 1, and this was not made by me. This was made by one of my friends over the weekend. Was that Pennywise is supposed to be what's the word I'm looking for? It's not friend. It's not friendly. No, it's not friendly.
Malevolent.
No.
Heartless.
No, it's supposed
nasty,
to be
wicked.
Inviting. He's supposed to be inviting.
Oh,
because he's dealing with children. So he's not supposed to be. He's supposed to be a clown, like I guess when Stephen King was writing it or whatever. That was supposed to be. That was supposed to be inviting for children. That was supposed to be because, as my friend said, when Georgie goes down to the in the sewer in the beginning, and he sees Pennywise, he's a clown, but he's inviting because he's just a clown like he sees all the time. He's just stuck in a sewer.
Not Bill Skarsgård's version of the clown.
No, so he.
Well, hey, talk about the scene. What happened?
He has a little boat that him and his brother made.
His brother Bill made for him, and he's excited because it's the 80s, and he's a kid, and stupid things excite kids like boats that float on water.
Right. So it goes into a drain, in a sewer drain, and he goes to get it,
Uh,
and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this clown is in the sewer, and he starts talking to Georgie and saying, come down, we all float down here. That whole thing everyone knows. But what I'm
at
trying
the
to
end of the trailer was you'll all float. Wait a minute, I have it over here. He says, "You will float. You'll float too. You will float too. You'll float too."
Yeah.
Over and over and over again, and that's the thing I remembered first when I first saw the trailer. I rewatched it today. There's a big jump scare at the end of it, but I think this is going to give us the feel for what the tone of this movie is going to be like. I've seen I've never read the book or the novel or whatever you had the audiobook. I've seen the 1990 or what's like it's like a late 80s, early 90s miniseries
Right.
with and this is going to lead straight into what you're talking about.
Tim Curry.
With Tim Curry's portrayal of Pennywise, right?
Yep.
And so the same scene that we see in this trailer has Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise there, and he looks like menacing and nasty. People who have clown phobias are never going to be able to watch this movie. They already know they can't go. They know they can't even look at this type of stuff. But Tim Curry's was kind of inviting. He didn't look all that terribly scary. He was smiling, and it wasn't like an evil, like kind of smile that would instill fear into an onlooker or a child trying to find his paper boat. It was a smile of a clown, and it was kind of a normal smile. So, with that being said, do you think that Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise or It is going to be played differently than Tim Curry's Pennywise or It? I mean, a demon who is basically known for being pure evil and is pretty GD wicked.
Just from the trailer, yeah, I do. But the thing is, on the flip side of that coin was that other than that, there wasn't very many scenes in the book, at least, where he might be there, but I mean, you see it in the movie. Like in the library, he's there and he's Pennywise, but he's menacing for the rest of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He still has that inviting look, but he is menacing. So I don't think it's going to be detrimental to the movie. I just hope, I guess, hoping that they take it in that more subtle route. Like with him and the balloons in the library and things like that, than just some crazy monster.
Well, they did have a balloon in the library, right? That was moving by itself. The one kid turned around to see it.
Oh yeah, it is in there. That's right. Yeah. So,
will Bill Skarsgård use some of that humor that we associate with Tim Curry's performance, or will he mix in more of the heartless, cruel, or not to mention the mentally manipulative, like It that we're used to in the book? Because Tim Curry did mix in like a little bit of like that clown funny, or like humor, even if he was still nasty. And it looks to me, just by watching this trailer, and I'm just taking a guess here, like a prediction of like maybe Bill Skarsgård's one's going to be like not a very nice guy at all. I mean, not that they're both supposed to be at all, but maybe maybe his will be more like the book than Tim Curry's rendition in that 1990 miniseries. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be fine. I think that, like I said, I mean, there's a really good, and I guess this will be spoilers for people that are gonna watch the movie, but I don't know if it's gonna be in it. But there's, I mean, one of the parts that sticks out in the book for me that I really liked was with Beverly, and I believe it's when she's older. It's when they do the older part, and it's an old lady, and she just like it's and she turns into like like a corpse or something. But how he wrote it, it was really good, and that part really stuck with me. And like I said, besides the Georgie part in the beginning, I mean, he is like standing. I hope that's what I'm hoping. I hope there's some at least atmosphere to it. I hope there's atmosphere. I hope
they're not going to leave that out. No way.
I hope that one of the kids, I forget exactly which one it was, but one of the kids is going through a field and he's just standing there, out by the woods with the balloons and stuff like that. Be a little atmosphere. I hope it's not all jump scares, because I'm besides The Conjuring.
Well, the trailer ended with a jump scare, and
right.
That was one of the biggest points of the trailer. But the jump scare was good, I'll have to say. But what I was wondering was like, I know that it's going to be okay. It'll be okay either way because the book was good and the miniseries was good and this is good. But do you think the way they're going to portray this pure evil demon is going to be more evil than lighthearted than like in the comparison of how that miniseries was?
How he looks and how the trailer is, I think he's going to be more brutal. Yeah.
I'm thinking that too because they're not pulling any punches with his look at all. And even with that jump scare they did at the end, I saw they might have even like CG'd his nose away to make him more look like disformed or a skull or like scary, like really quick when it's that blur. Like I kind of picked that out. Last scene was a it was good, but there's a lot of other scenes in this trailer that I want to kind of pick apart with you while I have you here. And let's talk about well, if he doesn't use some of the humor or funniness that Curry's had, and he goes that heartless, cruel way, you talked about how he had to be kind of inviting. Will this version of Pennywise, or whatever you want to call him, will he use more mental manipulation, which he kind of didn't use 100% in the miniseries? He used a lot of his powers, right? But here he can have powers. But if he manipulates the kids the right way, and I'll get to this again in a bit, he can always have them be afraid of their own fears and use their own mind against them. And that can do a lot of his work for him. So it's like, how much does he have to extend his own power or powers versus if you just manipulate these children's minds, you'll get in their head. And before you know it, like half the job's done for you, right?
Yeah.
How about the town? The towns, I looked this up. It was hard to look up because everything on their internet is like it, and you get 1,000 things that you have to put in Stephen King's It, like 2017, and you can start to go on this amazing journey to be able to find what you're looking for. So I saw maybe a helicopter shot or a shot of the town, or an upper shot. They probably use those drones these days. Those kids and their drones.
Yeah.
The town is called Derry, Maine. It's a town that he made up.
Right.
He's from Portland, Stephen King, but he makes up names for all kinds of stuff. And
a lot of his characters are set in Derry.
Okay, so Derry is the place, and they have I guess a high rate of missing adults or people that get abducted. But I guess the rates of the children going completely missing or never being found is even worse. I wanted to touch upon just looking at everyone in this. It looks like the 1980s because you look at their hair, their clothes, the tech, the cars, the poster on the telephone pole. And I guess Pennyworth shows up every 30 years. But from what I can tell, the book and the miniseries were all based in the late 50s, early 1960s. We can call it like 1960. So like if this is going to take place in the 80s, or maybe like they're setting us up for another film for sure. Because the miniseries was 2 parts.
You don't think they're going to do the adults at all?
I think they're going to give us a nod, and by the end, they're gonna set up a teaser. They're gonna here, I wrote this down actually when I was doing my notes.
I didn't even think of that. You don't think they're gonna? I think they're gonna do it all.
Yo, you think? Oh no, wait, man! This is something they're gonna have to be able to make some money off of. Why do something once? Will you'll be able to make X amount of money over it, where then you can build it up, have an awesome story, and just do it again, right?
Yeah, man. I just assumed. You're right, though.
So let's think of it this way. The miniseries was 2 parts. They fought it as children, and later, then again, probably 30 years later is what I'm getting at, as adults. So right. if part 1 was named, I think either in the book or the miniseries, or I can't remember anymore, if part 1 was named the Losers Club, we learn about the formation of the Losers Club and all these kids. Part 2 is always planned for like from the book or the miniseries or this film as an obvious teaser is going to be built in for a sequel. So right. It's supposed to be a 1-2. The sequel scene can be, you choose. We'll make a prediction. The kids are older now, and they're going to have to get ready to fight him again because they think he's coming back. Or he wakes up, and then like we find out when in the next movie that they're older now, and it's like 30 years in the future, right? Like, wouldn't that make a lot of sense?
Yeah.
Besides the town obviously being in the 80s that we were able to figure out just from watching this, and since they're going to depart from being from like the 50s or 60s from the book of the miniseries, the poster on the electrical pole for the phone for the phone. It doesn't only have to be for phones. The pole for the electrical lines was Patrick Hostetler. I think I looked at the name. I tried to write it down, and it says that he's gone missing. But like he was a bully that was in the book, and he was a kind of nasty kid. Like he did like nasty things that like
Right.
you would see, like, you know how you would be watching like the Joker in Batman, and rather than being like wow, that's really mean, you'd be like, just stop already.
Right.
Like he would do stuff like that. So he wasn't in the miniseries, and he's obviously, I guess, supposed to be referenced or mentioned here in like the movie. So that's pretty cool. That's something right there. Oh, and that helps us figure out like when it's taking place too, like the 1980s.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I didn't even put two and two together. I thought it was just all going to be one. But you're right, because even in a movie format, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to do the kids, and then you're going to do the adults in one movie, like fight. You know, they defeat Pennywise, then he comes back, and then they fight him again, and all in one movie. You're right.
I mean, you just told me it's a long book. Why not make two movies out of it rather than cram everything into one? It's like making Lord of the Rings like one show.
Right.
You can do it, yeah, but is it worth it? Probably not.
Yeah. Are we gonna do major spoiler and talk about the fucked up book ending?
You can talk about that. Let me finish the stuff that we know about the trailer. You can bring in the disgusting stuff that's so close to your heart. Makes me want to find the nearest garbage pail and vomit straight into it.
No, I won't bring it up. It's a little weird.
No, bring it up. You got it.
I didn't write it. Stephen King wrote it.
Listen, you like it.
I don't like it. Don't say that.
I'm joking. I'm just joking. You talked about it the other day after we finished the Rogue One podcast. While we had Patrick with us, we can't have him here tonight, but we'll have him back. So no one worry. No one get worried. He's all right. So we saw the formation in this trailer of the Losers Club, and I think it's a little stereotypical in my mind of what Stephen King likes to do with his books. Like there's a bunch of kids, and they become a team, and they get together, and the odds are against them, and they defeat something, but then they have to age and do it again. I think it was Dreamcatcher I was in, and now I'm like starting to associate it with like all Stephen King stuff, but like that doesn't happen in Carrie, that doesn't happen in Pet Sematary, that doesn't happen here, it doesn't happen there. Like I don't know why my brain did that, but it just did. We formed the Losers Club, and they get to see what they feared most, like you can call it, for each individual. And that's where I'm going to get back into that like mind manipulation stuff as a part of his power, or just a part of him being able to plant the seed and let it grow in their mind. It could be your worst fear could be a werewolf or a mummy or a ghost. Will there be shape shifting in this movie rather than him being in the clown form? And if so, we get to see the abandoned house. I think that might have been only in the book. I don't remember if they had it in the miniseries. They probably did. There's a memorable scene where he escapes from them. I think it's through a toilet bowl. It like totally confused me when I saw it when I was younger. I was like, what the heck? This is crazy. But it teaches them, the Losers Club, look, check out the sewers. And then later in this trailer, we also figure out that it's supposed to have something to do with the sewers because there's a projector scene. And there was no projector scene, I'm thinking, the other ones, but it's really creepy. And this shows, and this is what I was getting at, the other extension of his powers, like the miniseries. Or this movie is going to be more like the book with the mental manipulation, where he makes them see what they fear with their own imagination, and that takes care of like some of his work for him. The miniseries had a photo album with George's ghost in it that like Bill would see, and then like the book would like flip its own pages all by itself, and it would be like haunted or him doing that. In this one, we get the projector, and the projector shows us him projecting himself in the projector. So you ask yourself, is that him possessing the slides in the projector, or is this him already kind of like reaching into their minds and being able to scare all of them simultaneously, which is a feat in itself, with his own vision, or like his image through their own vision? It's a pretty cool thing to be able to think about. You can kind of pick pros and cons out of it, or at least discuss it in large. It's really, really neat. Starting this trailer, I didn't expect to be able to be thinking this much about all this stuff, but it's really, really cool. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be scary as fuck, and it's going to be a good time. I saw the bloody sink, which, by the way, in the miniseries was like a bloop of blood in the bottom of the sink, and we're all like, meh, like no big deal. Like, okay, but I guess Beverly has that as part of her fear, or what's going to be like a man is like it's going to be well, actually, what they did here, which, you know what? Now that I think about it, they're going over the top with some stuff. So if he was supposed to look inviting, like you said, they're making him look straight up like sinister.
Right.
So if Beverly's fear, and part of the fear that she has, that she can't get it past and he wants to use it against her, was this sink scene. In this one, it's so way over the top. The blood's flying out of the sink. It's in her face. Like it's all over the place. Like that was like, whoa, okay. Like wow, how far have we come from the 1990 miniseries to now? Like this is going to be good. So maybe they're going to ramp everything up. And I guess maybe that's going to be a good thing if they're going to make this into a 1-2 combo. I don't see them making it into 3, but they definitely have to have 2 movies come out of it. I don't see them getting it all done in one film. And then we end up with the last scene where Bill sees the ghost of George, which I think is like his werewolf or mummy. And it's a water-filled, wet and leaky basement.
Yeah.
He keeps saying the same thing over and over. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float. And like then you get the jump scare. It was great.
Oh man, yeah.
It's a pretty seriously good trailer. I liked it. So you want to go into the parts that you'll have to say spoilers because this is a big deal, and you can talk about what you got from the book.
It is a big deal, but it's just weird. This is why I bring it up. All right.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, towards the end of the book, and this is retarded. I don't know if Stephen King was drunk or what he was doing. When they're children, they all have an orgy with the girl that's in with them. It's all the kids. Beverly. They have to bring each other together to get out of the tunnels, and this is what they do. Now it's not like some crazy eroticized thing or anything. It's just that what's going on, what's happening. But on one side, it's like on one side of the fence, people are like, "This is stupid and this shouldn't be in here." Stephen King's a fucking weirdo, But on the other side, when you're learning about Beverly, she's abused by her father, and in that way, she kind of like reclaims her own like power, I guess. So other people see it as that, but I mean, obviously, I don't think it's gonna be in the movie, but
man, they can really push shit if they wanted to put something like that in there. That's for sure.
But I mean, it was a part. I mean, it was a big part. It's the most talked about, obviously, because it comes out of left field, man. Like it's not like.
Oh, sorry. There's a train coming through my freaking. Oh wow.
Oh my god, a
train. I live by 2 trains. It's great. They told you get used to it when I'm buying the house. You'll get used to it in 2 weeks. Guess what? I never got used to fucking trains all the time.
That's funny.
Different parts of the day. I'm trying to sleep. I'm not trying to sleep. I'm trying to exist. I'm trying to podcast. Yeah. Okay. They suck. It doesn't matter.
So anyway, yeah, I don't think it's gonna make it in there, but I just wanted to bring it up because
No, think about it though.
Part people talk about.
You're onto this. Think of, what do you remember? Hey, what do you remember about Witch? The one from 2015. People think it's from 2016 because it was so close to the takeover. Like Witch with the 2 V's. I just watched it again because the wife didn't see it. I wanted her to watch it. You remember like really messed up scenes, right? Because they put in some really screwed up stuff in there. And when I watched it again, I was like, oh man. And like she'd look at me and she'd be like, what's happening right now? And I'm like, I kind of just don't want to even tell you. I want to watch this movie with you and have you experience it. But like, if I tell you what's happening in this scene right now, like, are you even going to want to watch the rest of this with me or finish watching it? Like, yeah, you like in modern day horror films, you can put stuff like that in there, even if you have to like tone it down or something like that. But people, they'll talk about that because that's seriously messed up. And you only hinted upon it the other night after the Rogue One's podcast. Now that you described it in full, I didn't know what you meant because it was so brief.
Well, it's just like if they do it by the book, like then it's got to be in there, which is just fucking weird.
No, you can't do that.
No, you can't. I don't know what he was doing. Like why? Like I said, some people are disgusted. Some people are disgusted by it. Well, back when Stephen King was writing this stuff, like what book was it? Was it Tommy Knockers? I think Tommy Knockers or Salem's Lot. He doesn't remember writing. He was so messed up. He doesn't remember writing. Dude, I want to get that good one day where I black out and write a novel.
Yeah, right.
and like it goes on to like be movies and sell stuff. But what I'm trying to say, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said whack out. I'm like, what's that?
Well, like he was so messed up on like drugs and alcohol and booze that like he just wrote a book.
Oh yeah, this guy like on his worst day puts out stuff that goes straight to the silver screen.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. But like I said, if they were going by the book, then that would be in it. But I mean, it was ridiculous. But like I said, if you look online at what people talk about, there's two different thoughts on it. The one is it's gross, it's disgusting.
Purposeful.
It
The other
should,
ones, yeah.
why did Stephen King even write this? It doesn't make anything to the whole story. And then the other side of it is that it's Beverly reclaiming her power back from when she was abused as a by her father.
I get what you were saying in both instances.
And then when she comes back later on, she's in an abusive marriage, which so she lost that power again. So that's like the other side of the fence. So, but like I said, it has been you're right. Because if we walk into this movie and this shit goes down, it's gonna be fucking weird.
It's gonna be real weird. You know, you're not gonna hear people clapping during Rogue One for no good reason during that part. Hell no.
No.
Yeah. I get the whole thing with the redeeming powers, and I guess maybe you have to do it twice, once when you're younger, once when you're older. It makes it more compelling and a better way to tell a story. So you see these characters and you get to know them and have insights about them. But yeah, like I'm writing a book. Let's put it in like kind of an inappropriate like orgy or gangbang. Yeah, that's fucked up, dude. I'm not gonna say it's not.
Yeah, well, let's get off the topic because
what's the matter? Are you all right?
Yeah, man, I'm all right. It's just fucking weird.
Like I hope he was drunk.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all. I mean, I'm done. We good?
Dude, we're good.
I gotta go to bed.
Right. Yeah. Well, sweet dreams.
All right. Well, as always, this is brought to you by SeftimorLive.com. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and hit that subscribe button so you're always updated when we do future podcasts.
No, don't hit it. Smash it.
Yeah, hit the bell. And other than that, take care. See you soon.
See you soon.